All of you welcome in second lecture of our botany paper second. The name of the paper is plant physiology. Firstly, I am introduce myself. I am Mukta Bhamre, assistant professor from Department of Botany. In previous lecture, we already seen the definition of plant physiology, then the importance of plant physiology in the various fields. Today we are going to talk about the scope of plant physiology. The scope of plant physiology is well known in each and every aspect of the plant and animal life. It has vast scope and application in various disciplines of basic and applied sciences. It covers the studies right from gene level to organism level and concerned with the genotypic and phenotypic expression of plants. The fundamental principle and laws of plant physiology are equally important and applicable to all the unicellular and multicellular organism of either eukaryotic organism or prokaryotic organism. Plant physiology, it's having a very great scope in the field of anatomy, biology, morphology, plant evolution, genetics, molecular biology, taxonomy, ecology, cytology, and plant breeding. All the above branches of fundamental botany are interlinked with plant physiology. The first, I am talking about the biology. In biology, all of you know that we are studying the living organisms. Morphology, in which the study the external appearance of living organism. Plant evolution, in evolution we studying the evolutionary life processes of that organism like animals and plants. Genetics, in which we studying the heredity and variation among the population or among the living organism. In molecular biology, we studying the biomolecules on molecular level, the genetic level, or in a gene or the gene level. In molecular biology, the molecular and structural changes in a plant. Various modification in a morphology we are also studied. Resistance of plant to disease and abiotic stress like droughts, salt, temperature, cold, flood, and heavy metals like cobalt, lead, mercury, etc. Then taxonomy, nomenclature of the plant, classification of the plant. Then ecology, in ecology dealing with the study of plant organism, plant or organism interaction with their surrounding, means here the interaction among the various biotics and abiotic factor. Cytology, it is a concern with the study of the physiological processes or physiology of cell. Plant breeding, it is a concern with the, it is art to develop the new varieties of the different crop plants, and it is a very a useful branch of botany. In a plant breeding, develop the disease resistance varieties, develop the stress tolerance varieties, and high yielding varieties. Then next we discuss here the application of plant physiology. The plant physiology has a great scope and it's also having a very various applications in a various fields. First, agriculture, horticulture, stress physiology, pharmacognosy, floriculture, tissue culture, food technology, crop physiology, biological control, biosynthesis, biofertilizers, phytochemistry, seed technology, biochemistry, genetic engineering, transgenic plants, chemotaxonomy, and ecophysiology. Here I am here discussing here the food technology. In food technology, it is also having a very great scope of plant physiology. Then crop physiology, in which the crop physiology here from the seed germination, then seedling establishment, plant normal, that crop plant normal growth and their development regarding to that crop plant. If the crop plant it is a healthy, then that crop plant gives the more yield. Biological control, in biological control here one organism it suppress or it stop the growth of other organism. For example, here the trichoderma it is a fungi, and that trichoderma it is a specifically inhibit or kill the various nematodes present within the soil, and it is also suppress the growth of other soil fungi. Those are very harmful to the crop plants. Seed technology, it is also the branch of botany concerned with the study of the seed germination, then seed maturation, and during the seed germination, during the seed maturation, there is a various physiological processes are takes place. Then chemotaxonomy, in a plant group there is a different plants and plant groups are there, families are there, and these plants it's having a variety of phytochemicals are present. That phytochemicals like as a tannin, phenols, gum, mucilaginous substances are there, alkaloids are there. See that variety of phytochemicals are helpful to identify that plant, and it is a identification of the plant according to the phytochemical constituent present within that plant, that is called the chemotaxonomy. For example, the Labiaceae family, it's containing the aromatic phytochemicals, aromatic compounds are there. Then ecophysiology, in ecophysiology it is a concern with the plant growth according to their surrounding environmental factor, means the interaction between the plant and surrounding environment factor, abiotic factor like as light, temperature, water, various nutrients present within the soil, and according to that abiotic factor they are directly influenced to the plant growth. See here I am focusing here the some applications of plant physiology in detail. First, application of plant physiology in agriculture. In agriculture, the when the seeds sown in a agricultural field, the first important step is seed germination. The seed germination, during the seed germination, there is a adequate amount of moisture is required, then favorable temperature is required, and during that favorable condition the seed undergoes germination, and during the seed germination various physiological processes takes place, and after seed germination plumule and radicals comes out from that seed, and that radical it is enter in a soil, and plumule, from that plumule there is a shoot apex developed, and after that there is a seedling establishment process is completed. Then crop, during the growth of that crop plant various pathways were activated, and the crop plant growth and development takes place according to the abiotic factor, according to the nutritional requirement. In variety of soils are there, in some soil there is some nutrients, there is a major and minor nutrients are there, npk, nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium, these are the major nutrients, and if there is any one of them is less, it shows the negative effect on a plant growth and development. In according to the crop plant, in a crop field there is a weed it is a nothing but the unwanted plants, and that weed it is also affect or interfere the plant growth, they compete with plant for getting the resources, and that weed control it is also with the help of plant physiology. There is auxin. Auxin it is a plant growth hormone, and that auxin it is apply for control the weed. Application of various plant growth hormones at the stage of the plant growth and development, at each and every stage of the plant life it's required the plant growth hormones, or it is also called as plant growth regulators like as auxin, cytokinin, gibberellins, abscisic acid, all these are the various plant growth hormones. Ethylene, then crop health and vigorous growth. If the crop physiology is well, crop it shows the healthy and vigorous growth, and ultimately that healthy and vigorous growth of that crop plant it gives the more yield. Then plant physiology it is also concerned with plant harvesting at the stage of maturity. If the seed get mature but still within that seed there is a various physiological pathways were activated. Then horticulture and floriculture. Horticulture it is concerned with the gardening of vegetables and fruit crop plants, and see that plant physiology it is also very helpful to in horticultural practices. Then floriculture it is a branch of horticulture in which the gardening of flowers and or farming of flowers and ornamental plants. In a horticulture and floriculture, in a plant there are three different types according to the day length requirement or according to the light requirement. Short day plant it's required the less light and more dark period for flowering. Long day plant it's required more light and short dark period for initiate the flowering, and third type there is a day neutral plants. And this floriculture, it is a that day length of that plant, it is helpful to produce the flowering. Then there is a vernalization is there, vernalization, or there is a vernalization, it is a nothing but that plants use the chilling treatment, and it's induce the flowering earlier in earlier period. Then tissue culture, it is nothing but the culturing of the plant or culturing of any plant part or the explant on suitable nutrient medium, and with the help of the nutrient within that nutrient medium, application of various hormones, it's induce the plant growth and formation of root and formation of shoot. And through that tissue culture there is a development of disease resistance plant. Transgenic plant, the transgenic plant, it is developed through the technique genetic engineering. Here in this diagram shows that Agrobacterium tumefaciens, it is a bacteria, and through that within that bacteria there is a the one important gene is present, and that gene, it is inserted into the crop plant, and that crop plant it's developed the new trait, or that crop plant it's developed the new character, or it's having a like a disease resistance capacity. Then phytochemicals and biosynthesis, within the plant body there is a various types of phytochemicals are present, like as alkaloids, carotenoids, then organols, sulfurs, phenols, phytosterols. And see, all these phytochemicals are categorized under the secondary metabolites. Then these secondary metabolites, according to the plant need or for the defense mechanism, these secondary metabolites biosynthesis process takes place within the crop plant. Then next, stress physiology. The plants also undergoes in a stress condition. There are two different types of stresses are there. One is the environmental stress. Then that environmental stresses, it is a categorized into the two different types: abiotic stress and biotic stress. Abiotic stress like as a drought, salt, temperature, cold, flood, and the stress due to the heavy metals like as a cobalt, lead, mercury, etc. And see the biotic stress, that means on a plant there is a attack of that various biotic insects, then worms, or the various fungal diseases attack on the crop plant. See, during that stress condition, here the various pathways were activated. See the stress response, there is a resistance, then there is a acclimatization, and then growth, and that crop or that plant is a survival. If there is a susceptibility is there, then there is a no any acclimatization, then ultimately there is a senescence is there, means degradation of all biochemicals present within the plant body, and finally there is a death takes place. And see the last, there is a avoidance of that stress, avoidance of abiotic stress or avoidance of the biotic stress. See this avoidance mechanism, it is followed by the activation of various alternative biosynthetic pathways within the plant body, and finally there is a survival of that plant. Then pharmaconomy. Pharmaconomy, it is also the branch of botany in which the study of the crude drugs present within the plant body, or the active principles are present within the plant body, or there is a crude drugs in the form of crude drugs present in a various plant parts. Like I see here, the ginger rhizome is there, leaves are there, then there is a seeds are there, and see all these are the spices or variety of plants are there, aromatic plants are there, spices are there. It's having an active principle, and these plants we directly use as a raw medicine. Then see the question on this topic. The question number first, explain the scope of plant physiology. It is asked for either 2 marks, or it is asked for either 4 marks or 5 marks. Then question number second, give the various application of plant physiology. It is a long answer question, or it is asked for 2 marks, or it is asked for 5 marks. In the next, we can see the next topic, plant water relationship, in a next lecture. Thank you.